I always believed that there was more to me than insecurities. And I always knew that deep inside of me was a voice, louder than that of my inner critic. The doubts were just the flame of a candle that was dimly lit, and my fears were just a myth. They didn't even exist. My growth was crippled by the thoughts that held my mind to the walls of defeat, slowly losing my mind to the beds that I had made to the flowing streams. Streams that carried my tears away. Tears I cried because I couldn't stay. I couldn't stay where my heart was leading me to. It was down the road outside of my comfort zone, overtaken by the truck, loaded with all I owned, which were basically my comfy couch of mediocrity, my nice warm jackets of inferiority, my high-heeled shoes of low self-esteem, and the cosmetic bags filled with false identity creams. And oh, the mirror, the gold-framed mirror that always made me think that I wasn't good enough, and the mugs of self-pity that I always liked to drink from. You see, the driver of this truck was a reckless one, always heading down the road to self-destruction. He made morbid thoughts seem like the perfect ally. Well, as for me, I didn't have much friends. Just people who often walked in on me trying to address my weakness, would never mind their business, would interrupt me and say, "It's okay, we all have flaws anyways." They didn't want me to get better because it was my niceness that was my supposed weakness, and trust people to take advantage, particularly when you lack boldness or are just too scared to shine the light of your greatness. But I learned never to dim my lights because they say I shine too bright, or to hand over the keys of my life to the one who was a thief in the night. I learned to fly hope like a little child flees kite. I learned because I always knew that there was more to me than insecurities. So I had to find courage to help me move out the heavy furniture, the jackets, the shoes, and stuff that I thought to be of superior quality. But they were just the original fake ones. Well, don't blame me, they felt real, just like the warmth of the sun. But that was just the game plan. Insecurities had strong players on his team, and they always beat me. Even though I like to believe that this was the game of my life, so I should get to make the call, right? Or so I thought. Because each time I tried, each time fear came creeping in by my side, would whisper and say, "Don't stand, what if you fall?" So I got used to losing. So much so that I paid no attention to love when he came and he stretched his hands to me, because I thought, just like insecurities and his friends, he too had a game plan. And he did. Love was too good to be true. And love had cool friends that always came around whenever he was present, like joy, peace, and gentleness. Love was too good to be true. I mean, how could love someone like me? So I decided to ask him, "Love, would you still love me if I had a permanent scar on my face? Or if I walked with the most horrible gait? Would you still love me if I was out of my mind? Would you still care if I was completely blind?" The truth is, all these questions were born out of my own insecurities, because I bet I wouldn't even love me if I had all those qualities. And so I stood with not so much expectancy, waiting for what love would say to me. And as I went through the pages of the love letter that love wrote me, love said, "I had always loved you, long before you were formed, to the times you were lost, even when you became conformed and you tried to fit in at all costs, all through all what you had been through. All this time, I had always loved you." And those were the words that set me free. And as I began a relationship with love, he made me see that truly, yes, indeed, there has always been more to me than insecurities. So I took the keys of the truck from the reckless driver. I got my life back on track. And now the journey of my life now has direction and purpose, but only because love drove. And he still drives. And now I do amazing things because I can. And he made me see clearly more than ever that there has always been more to me than insecurities.